Hey everybody, that's right, back to the basics, back to the periodic table. So, hopefully I've got some really good news for you tonight on the magnetic gas. Um, but first I'd like to apologize for bouncing around so much. Um, I'm sure you know, I'm learning as I go. I don't claim to know or claim to be an expert on any of these things. I'm just going through and researching the best I can and going with what I find out. So the other day, Joe Smith directed me over to overunity.com, and I was reminded there about something I've been meaning to look up for a long time, but kind of just was saving it for later. But over there, it said that to make the magnetic gas, you need all the electrons spinning in the same direction. Well, that brought me over to, after about 4 or 5 hours, I ended up here of research, to webelements.com. It's a really nice website when it comes to the elements. So I started going through all of the gases and looking for possibilities of electron spin and some hints of electron spin. And sure enough, they have it. It tells you pretty much anything you want to know about any element you want to know about. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you get to this term symbol right here. And this number here is how many electrons are spinning in the same direction. And they go by halves, so every electron would equal 1/2. And that has to do with the orbits that they fill. So this one here for nitrogen is 3/2. But let's see. Yeah, this is better. This is a better view. So what's going on here is you have 3 electrons that are spinning in the same direction. So you've got a net of 3/2. As each of them fill again, they neutralize with the second electron in that section. So yeah, so nitrogen has 3 electrons spinning in the same direction. And after all that research, here's what I've come to the conclusion of. I went ahead and did the metals also. Something very interesting, I guess I knew it, but to see it on the website is the noble gases are 0. And I believe that they will remain 0 even if we alter them in the gas processor. They're going to find the electrons when they bond to something, and those electrons are going to neutralize each other and equal 0. So here we go, we're changing directions again, or I am. Oh, I need to bring up one more picture for you. So after going through all the gases, crossing out all the noble gases, you come up with these numbers. And if you cross out the ones that are toxic and radioactive, you're left with some really familiar elements here. Nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen. So this is ambient air, basically, 75% ambient air, and hydrogen and oxygen are in the air. And the hydrogen and the oxygen we're getting from the HSO cell. So here, oxygen is the highest, has the highest electron spin. You've got 4 electrons spinning in the same direction. Then nitrogen has 3, then hydrogen has 1. If you look over here at the metals, didn't really ever know which ferromagnetic metal to go with, but after doing the electron spin, it's pretty obvious that we need to focus on cobalt. It's got a higher number of electrons spinning in the same direction, so there's 9, and nickel, iron, and neodymium have 8. So I think that we need to focus on some combination of nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen, and cobalt. That's my New take on the subject. I know I've been bouncing around a lot. Let me find another picture for you real quick. Goodness. Might take a second. So, I saved it, but hope nothing bad comes up. Where's hydrogen? Okay, so I found this again the other night, but when I saw nitrogen, hydrogen, and oxygen again, I remembered seeing this photo a long time ago, and had to go search for it again because I hadn't saved it. And luckily I found it, but this goes to one of Stan's patents. I don't see in this system, unless this is it right here, where the spark is, but you can see the EPG is right here, and in here is using plates, so you're getting your HHO here, and some little recycling going on to keep the airflow through the EPG. And you've got your pickup coils and all that. And right here, I mean, I don't know. It could be a permanent magnet. I would prefer to use an electromagnet, a really strong electromagnet, and pulse it to allow these to charge and then flow by. But I'm just going to assume that somewhere in here you've got your gas processor, and it's going to flow down in here, mix with your HHO, and that is slowing the burn rate up here for whatever purpose. But that's also combining nitrogen into the mix, and nitrogen has 3 electrons spinning in the same direction. So they're also spinning in the same direction as the cobalt and any of the ferromagnet metals. So even if we can't get the cobalt down to a single atom and make it into a lattice, I think that introducing the cobalt as a fine powder and getting it to float through this system will do something. I think that we're going to get some magnetic properties. So that's what I got for you so far. I have ordered thank goodness I did this research prior to ordering the nickel nanopowder. Just today I ordered the cobalt nanopowder. Don't use the company I mentioned before. They wanted something outrageous. They wanted like $2,000, somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000 for 100 grams of nickel powder. And I can only imagine cobalt would have been more expensive, so I said, go pound sand. I found another manufacturer over in China that would do it for significantly less, right around $275. So I'm going to get that and attempt this stuff. I might send some over to Russ Grease so he can experiment. I know he's already got this section built, whereas I don't, and I don't have any time right now. I'm still in school. So we will see where that takes us. Bam. Alright, so let me know what you guys think. I feel really strongly about this. I think this is the direction we need to go. Everything's pointing in the same direction. It's just really odd that I did, independent research on electron spin and came up with these elements, and those are the elements that you would see Stan using in his device. So you got the ambient air, nitrogen coming in, and then you've also got hydrogen and oxygen, and then introduction of a metal. This looks like an earlier drawing. I don't know if there's actually a spark gap or not, but in the later drawings there is. So this may just be ambient air and HHO. I'm not sure, but so that's it, guys. I don't want to take too much of your time, but yeah, leave me comments. Let me know what you think about all this, and I'll talk to you later.